some of us are off and he's trying to turn us on. And it's literally just a flick. My thing is, you can use that switch, but there has to be power connected to it. And God has given us this power to make the switch, but we just won't flip it. One, two, three. We got it's 3 lights per canister, whatever y'all want to call it, per box. We can call it whatever. My thing is, if one of those lights went out, we would still have all these other ones to show. And some of us, we have teammates, and some of our teammates have been falling off. But yet, the thing is, we're still going, and you're supposed to be able to get to the point where you can change your teammate out and put them and re-put them in the game. You get what I'm saying? When the light goes out, you gotta change it. The thing is, God will create somebody with the knowledge to create light. Albert Einstein created the light bulb, created light. He gave him the understanding and the formula to create light naturally. So why don't we think he can do that spiritually? He said, let there be light. If he's given us the same dominion, power, authority, everything, he said, in the greater work shall you do, then why don't we think we can create light? Yeah, we can be like Christ, but why don't we think we can help others? We have more faith in others and what they do than we do in ourselves. Let me explain. Now, y'all sitting down in a chair. And y'all sat down and y'all ain't checked to see if the screws was out. Y'all ain't checked nothing. Y'all just came in here and just squatted. I'm going to sit down because I know this chair. We got more faith in something that somebody else produced. All right, your car, for example. You ain't go in there and check to see if your battery was there. You don't go do all that. You just get in the car started. Because you got the faith that car is going to start. It's going to get you where it needs to go from point A to point B. You don't think it's going to break down. You don't think nothing. Especially if you got a new one. You ain't thinking about nothing breaking down. So my thing is, why don't we have that same faith for ourselves when we need to do something? We can sit there and say, well, girl, you going to get it. I heard the Lord tell you. Okay, the Lord told you something too, so why you don't think you going to get it? And what we do is, my son do this a lot. When he get ready to go to sleep, he'll pull the cover over his head. And we pull the cover over because sometimes when we get ready to go to sleep, we don't like seeing the light. Anybody like sleeping with lights on? Nope. Nobody like doing that. We like it pitch black when we go to sleep. We like it cold. We want to be comfortable. That's the only time we want to be comfortable in darkness is when we're getting ready to go to sleep. But my thing is, what happens when God calls you out of that comfort and he tells you to sleep with the lights on? When I say sleep with the lights on, some of us got to understand we got to be watchmen on the wall. Even when you sleep, your light still has to be on. Your light still has to be rejected because light has something called, light reflects off of what it hits. Regardless if, everybody just think it got to be something that is materialistic. But I mean, you shine when you walk in here. Your skin shining. You put lotion on, I guarantee you walk in here, your skin gonna shine. You put baby oil on, you gonna look in here, you gonna look like you got armor all on. You gonna shine regardless because the light is reflecting off you. And that's what Christ is trying to get us to do. He's trying to get himself to reflect off of us to other people. And what we do, we try to find stuff to cover ourselves up so light don't hit us. But the thing is, the light is still reflecting off of us, regardless. What we do is, because sometimes the Lord, when the light gets too bright, we try to act like Paul. I can't see. So what we do is, when it gets too bright or things get too hard, we put our shades on. Because, when you walk outside, it's too bright. You're like, I need my shades. It's a little too bright out here. It hurts your eyes. So what we do is we try to block God out with our shades. I call them hater blockers because, there's always somebody looking to hate on us, Miss McFarland. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. They love to hate on us. It's cool, though. But we put on our hater blockers, and we don't want nobody to see our identity as if God don't know who you are, as if he didn't give you your identity. So we need to stop hiding. Jesus Christ. stop hiding. We got to get in line, and we have to allow our light to be projected on others. Anybody got family members that are in trouble? Anybody got friends that? Oh well, you ain't got to raise your hand. I know exactly who. We both got family members in trouble. Yeah, we know. But for those who have the understanding that your family members are in trouble, you have to allow your light. If people at work, whether it's family, friend, foe, whatever, you have to allow God to use you and allow that light to be projected on others. We have to be like a lighthouse. You know, a lighthouse, how they got the light, it'll turn in circles. I think they have one by the Galleria. Every time I get on 610 right there, you just see that light just swinging in the circle. Anybody know what I'm talking about? It's on one of them tall buildings. Okay, Pastor Corey, you know. And the light, it don't matter how far you are, you're still able to see it. You could be miles away, but because it's so bright, you're still able to see it. And some people, they are so far away from you, but yet your light is so bright, they're still able to see what God is doing with you. That's your haters. And I know two people in here that I have watched how God has made significant changes with since I've been here. And Mr. Curtis, you're one of them, and Miss McFarland, you're another. I've watched how God has literally built some things within y'all. I mean, now y'all might not be up here saying it, but I'm watching spiritually how God has built y'all and how y'all belief has changed since y'all walked in the door to day one. And that's what God is about to do with everybody in this house. He's changing things little by little. You know, since we on light, do anybody know how fast the speed of light is? Right. They say the human body cannot travel at the speed of light or unless we will die. But God is trying to get us to get to light speed spiritually so we don't miss nothing. It is going to come so fast at the snap of a finger. Blessings and things are going to get ready to come in this house. If y'all don't believe me, Miss McFarland is a witness. Chris and what's her name, Miss Korean, they stood up here and gave their testimony. Listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, this is the season where the door is wide open. And I see the door, and there's nothing but light shining on the other side. All we got to do is walk through it. I'm telling y'all, this is like how the children of Israel were 13 days away from the promised land, but yet they start complaining. If you see things, don't complain, pray. Don't allow the enemy to captivate your mind about complaining in your season of prosperity. I'm telling y'all, this is the season where God is changing people. Those who have been faithful to God, God is getting ready to reward them. Those who have been faithful to God, He's about to reward you. If y'all think I'm playing, I'm going to show y'all myself. I promise you. For those who just came in, you know, I see my mama back there. I see her as a warrior. I see her with this sword. And what I see is for those enemies who think they're going to come in here and try stuff, it's not going to happen. Now, I know some people are a little intimidated, but the enemy is real intimidated of this young lady back there in the back. And he has every reason to be for what I see. Because God is using her as the sword in this season. I see God holding her in his hand, and he's getting ready to use her as the sword. And he's going to chop down every enemy, every adversary of her bloodline. Jalen, I'm going to tell you, be very careful what you ask the Lord for, because he just might give it to you. Now, I ain't saying that's a good thing all the time. Like, we can ask God for stuff, and that's good. So some stuff he give to you, and he ain't taking it back. And you know, when he gives stuff to you, it come with a price tag on it. You know, we don't think God is a businessman. You know, some people can ask God stuff, and you know, they don't like waiting. So let me give y'all an example. Have y'all ever bought anything online? Right. We'll buy stuff online, right? We'll sit there and we know how long it's gonna take to get to us. We'll wait for the shipping, get to our front door. But when it comes to God, when we tell him something we want, God is like an online shopper. We can tell him we want stuff and we can pay for it, but yet we don't want to wait for it. And we think God is supposed to give us next day shipping. You didn't pay for next day shipping. You only paid for the standard. And then the thing is, we want God to work on the weekend. We want God to work on the weekend, but that's not business days. When he said he rested on the seventh day. But anyway, I'm going to get out of that. We get upset with God because it don't come in our timing. But we wait on everybody else's. So that's all I got for y'all today. I hope the Lord said something that blessed y'all. Apostle Corey, you got anything you want to say? First Lady, you got anything you want to say? Yes, ma'am.